Hey everyone, today we're going to be looking at my reaction to the Dawntrail job actions trailer, and then we're going to get into the slides for what individual changes they made for each job, alright? Let's get into it. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at what is going on with these new job actions. I'm really nervous about what they did to Astro and Dragoon as a Dragoon main. Let's find out what happened. Alright, we got the Dawntrail music. Ooh, nice job, crystals. Where can I get some? Viper doing his limit break, alright. Okay, that's gonna be sick. It's like the first Final Fantasy in a really long time to hit level 100. Oh, we're starting with Dragoon, alright. Alright, just don't keep me in suspense here, okay. Litany. Okay. High jump. Okay. Chaos thrust. Fire dive, okay. Ooh! We get to summon Nidhogg. That's new, okay. Lance thrust. Okay. It doesn't look like they changed too much. Stardiver. Oh! Okay, cool. We got another dive in our burst. Cool. It doesn't look like they changed that much, but hopefully that's gonna be better. Alright, Paladin, let's see. Orange Blade. Sheltron. Ooh, I like that backhand slash. What was that? Maybe that's an upgrade to their final melee attack that they get? Okay. Okay, we got our blades going. Do we get another big blade? Do we get a bigger blade? Yeah, we do. Okay, awesome. Warrior. Alright. I'm wondering... Become Primal Rend. Okay. And a release, Berserk. He's going crazy. Ooh. Bigger! It just keeps getting bigger every expansion. Alright, what did you do to Astro? Show me what you did to Astro. Okay. Alright, the job gauge looks different. We have 3 cards at the same time now. Ooh! We have 3 buffs at a time now? Ooh. Wonder if that was... the hold-off party buff. You draw 3 cards at a time. And you can use them as you please? Or do you use them in order? That was a melee card and 2 ranged cards? Are they random? I assume so. Okay. Alright. Did you make Dancer more fun? Okay, simple 1, 2, 3 combo. Oh, we got a new dance! Look at the footwork! Okay. Okay. Ooh, okay. Ooh, we have 4 steps now. Oh wait, we already had 4 steps of technical step, okay. Oh jeez. Cool. Reaper, okay. Show me what my other melee is doing. Does it flow better? Is what I want to know. It already flowed pretty good, but it had some offset. Looks like it's got updates to the 1, 2, 3 combo. Okay. Use the last charge for Munio. Ooh, okay. A big hit. It looks like they just added that one big hit at the end, I guess, after you use Communio. Okay, Red Mage needs help. What did you do to Red Mage? A melee combo looks a little more straightforward. Okay, Verholium Verflare got changed. Oh? Oh, you can do it without having a halfway balanced gauge anymore? Okay. I like how all the big new moves they added is everything just falling from the sky. Okay, did we get a bigger buzzsaw? Do we get a new robot? More flips. More flips is all I ask for. And bigger robot. Music is really good, though. Hi, Queen! Ooh. We get lasers! More lasers! That was Ricochet. Whoa, okay. Oh god. Carpet bomb? Yeah. What ninja got? Ooh, that's a new gauge. What is that? Okay. Ooh. We spit poison now. Huh, okay, we got an update to the Froggy Jutsu. Ooh. I'm still not entirely sure about what that gauge is doing, but looks cool. Alright, what are we doing with Sage? I don't see anything new with the gauge, so probably trying to keep it simple. It is still kind of relatively new class. Well, Toxicon got upgraded again. We got a lot more AoE shields and heals, it looks like. We got an extra melee attack? Okay. Black Mage. Now, they made Black Mage more accessible in Endwalker. Let's see what they did here. Okay, we have a new gauge for Black Mage. They've added more to the gauge that already had a lot going on. Okay, Fire 4 adds more charges. So you want to cast Fire 4 5 times. Oh, 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 you can move your ley lines? That's huge! You can move your ley lines. Oh, we have a third cast of Polyglot. Okay, and then what happens? Like... Zeta Flare. Ooh, okay, and then you can cast Flare and it immediately gives you 3. And you can cast Flare twice. Okay! That looks super fun. I might actually do... Okay, Viper's Jobstone looks pretty cool. Okay. Okay. Lots of flippies. We don't quite know what's going on here. Looks like it changes between right and left. And then we're building this red gauge at the bottom. I assume when the blue sort of potion-looking thing fills up, you can combine your sword? Oh yeah, okay. When it's blue, your sword is combined. Okay. We have a burst. Okay. Got 5 charges. This looks a lot like Reaper. Viper is no chill. Okay. I can't wait to play this. It's gonna be my new main. White mage. Right. I don't see anything different with the gauge. Does Liturgy heal you? Is Liturgy healing whenever your target gets hurt now instead of you? Because that would be awesome. That's what we need. Here's the barrier. Ooh. Flare has like a new effect. Or is that just a new... Seems like a new attack. Ooh. A new AoE heal? Maybe. We'll see. Okay, Monk, did they change the system again? Did they perfect it? Nope. We got new gauges. Okay, we have... It looks like we have a gauge for each of the stances. So that's... Oppo. Okay, after you do your 1, 2, 3, it'll fill up, and then you get the same fill-in for when you complete that. Then you get your same special. Okay. Ooh, what is the chakra gauge doing here? Ooh. New chakra moves, okay. Okay. It looks like Monk got a lot more fun. I might actually play that a lot more now. Okay. I feel like they finally got that in a place, in a good place. Not that it wasn't in a good place in Endwalker, I just still didn't feel it. It still didn't feel right to me. Okay, Dark Mage more button mashy. Summon more darkness. We got a second charge of something, it looks like. Okay, here comes Dark Side. What's that dash? It's cool. They have a new defensive ability? Ooh, looks like a new finisher. Alright, that looks cool. Nice song change, okay. Okay, Bard needs a little bit of a tweak, I think, for making sure the songs are actually not clipping. You don't have to clip your songs. It'd be really nice if we altered the rotation just a smidge here, make it a little less complicated, I think. Nothing new with the bar as far as I can see. Ooh, Apex Arrow maybe got an upgrade? Ooh, what? Okay. I'm thinking Apex Arrow got an upgrade. Cool. Summoner, okay. Please, for the love of Hydaelyn, make it a little bit less boring. That Solution 9 map in the background. Okay, it looks like we're doing... It looks like we're using the Aeon's or the Primal's abilities outside of actually having them summoned. Okay, and it looks like the gauge for Bahamut has changed, or is that not Bahamut? Is that Odin? What is going on? Hold on, what are we building up to here? Do we have a new Primal? Once we summon all three, is it not Bahamut? What is this? What? Bahamut got Mecha? Mecha Bahamut? Alright. Alright. And then we have original Bahamut? Okay, so he just evolves. Okay, it looks relatively similar to Endwalker's Summoner. They just added a few more things and the ability to do more outside of your Iggy's. Okay. Look at the texture on that monster. That looks so much better. It looks fuzzy. Okay. The AoE's got improved. The shield got improved. Nothing new on the gauge. Ooh. Alright, I didn't see very much in there outside of probably updated versions of the old abilities, so... Okay, Scholar. Remember when we laughed at Scholar running fast and that ended up being the coolest thing for Raid ever? Nothing new with the gauge. I like this map. I want this map. This reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy X. Akalania. Like, I kind of want this map. Hi, Seraph. I like the angel wings for this scholar. Ooh. Seraph has a good AoE heal there. Picto. That job crystal looks really good too. I really like what they did with the job crystals. Alright, so it looks like you can draw 3 pictures. Okay. You build up your gauge by using those pictures. Okay, you can store up to 5 and up to 3. And I guess as you use them, or as you use your basic attacks, you get more gauge. The Moogle is storing it. I love it. Are we making a Moogle? Are we drawing, like, slowly drawing a Moogle? Okay, we got pause. So, okay, we have the palm, and we have the wings and the paws. And you make a creature out of it. Okay. Looks like we have a field for us. Or this is the effect of our... Okay. Okay! That has a lot of possibilities. Okay. Picto is definitely cooler than I thought it would be. Oh my god, look at that background. Oh my god, it looks so good. That mountain is so sick. Textures on the enemies look so much better. I don't see anything different with the gunblade or the gunbreaker gauge this time. Down. Ah, there you go. Ooh. You have like this chain attack that probably extends your burst a little bit. Pretty cool, okay. I think that's everything. Okay. Okay. Some jobs definitely got a lot more than others, but that definitely makes me excited. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to be looking at the PowerPoint that they showed during the live letter, and I'm going to go ahead and just go over the bullet points that they mentioned, what it kind of means for you in a more direct gamer-esque way, and then I'll also show gameplay examples of what we have in Endwalker as compared to Dawntrail that you can look back at later, and also show Yoshida's examples for Pictomancer and Viper as well. So let's go ahead and get into that. So we're going to be looking at the job adjustments, and this is a very nice artwork of Meteor or Warrior of Light in the Viper outfit. That's going to take me some time to get used to. I really like this artwork. I want to hang this on my wall. So new actions added in accordance to the increased level cap across all jobs, which obviously we're going from level 90 to 100, so that's going to be pretty exciting. Made adjustments based on feedback and the goal of improving ease of use. Creative Business Unit 3 is very good at listening to the players and taking into account what everyone thinks is best for the development of the game. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong, but from what I've seen from this live letter, I feel like they did really listen to people. So I am really excited to see what the job changes are going to be and how they feel. So we have that action change settings will be added. So what they essentially did is that whenever you go into PvP, your job icons automatically change from one move to another to simplify how you use your rotation in PvP, because it's so chaotic, you're fighting against other players, it's really, really fast. They essentially made it to where that will happen a lot more in PvE. And there will be a setting to where you can keep it to where your actions are maintained the same as it is right now in Endwalker. They'll keep it to where you can have your hotbar completely full of skills, or you can have it to where your hotbar can be condensed and you can press your one button for your combo more often for more combos than we used to have. So this is pretty cool if you're someone that doesn't like to have bloat on your screen. This is really cool if you feel like changing buttons is a bit more focus intensive during fights and raids, so this is a great change for those. I will probably be sticking to keeping my hotbars as bloated as possible without overfilling them, just because I love the activity of changing your buttons. It feels like it's more interactive, it's more fun for me, but obviously some jobs it's better than not, so I will do as I feel is needed. Okay, so next we have Paladin. The second and third executions of Atonement have been changed to new actions with separate animations. So now, before you had 3 stacks of Atonement that you would use after your burst. Now you get to use brand new actions for the second and third hit, and they look prettier, so it's kind of like how Blade of Valor and all those abilities got improved. Those are going to be the same, but for Atonement this time, so Paladin got a lot more pretty. And the actions will replace itself. So Atonement will change into these new actions just like Confiteor. Just like Confiteor changes into Blade of Valor and all that stuff, Atonement will now change to that. And a new action can be executed after Blade of Valor. So basically Blade of Valor has a brand new chain link to it, essentially. It has a new action added right after it. Let me see my notes. My notes say Goring Blade can now only be used during fight or flight. So Goring Blade kind of in Endwalker just got a off global cooldown that is kind of, you forget about it kind of often. It's not really part of your rotation anymore unless you really think about it. It used to be that it was a chain off of your 1, 2, 3. Now it's something else, and I kind of like this. It's like it's there and it's not there, but now they make it to where it's has a place. Now it's only going to be during your burst. And one thing I forgot to mention, for all tanks, Rampart and job exclusive 30% damage reduction upgrades, they will be upgraded in the 90s, and that includes Sentinel, Vengeance, Nebula, and Shadow Wall, and they will get new effects. I don't think they specified if it's going to be animation effects or if it's going to be included brand new effects. I think it's brand new applicable effects, like how Sheltron now heals you, as it didn't in Shadowbringers, but now it does in Endwalker. I think that they will be adding more things like that, like healing or damage up or something like that. And then Reprisal for all tanks, the duration has been increased to 15 seconds, which right now in Endwalker it is now 10 seconds, so we're getting an increase of 5 seconds. Okay. Next is Warrior, a new action which can be executed after 3 executions of Fell Cleave or Decimate while Inner Release is active, will be added. So, once you use Fell Cleave or Decimate 3 times, and you're in your burst window during Inner Release, you're going to get a brand new big burst gigantic attack, which I think is that brand new version of Fell Cleave that we all look forward to every single expansion. Become the Fell Cleave, so that is that. And then a new action that can be executed after Primal Rend. So once you've done your Primal Rend, there you go, you become Primal Rend. Even bigger attack. Warrior just gets bigger and badder, and it's awesome. And some visual changes to Warrior's attacks. So some of them are going to get even shinier, more earthy, bigger and brighter. Okay, Dark Knight. To reduce the number of inputs during burst damage phases, Blood Weapon will be upgraded into Delirium, and the effects of Blood Weapon will be added to Delirium. So, essentially, Blood Weapon is going to be replaced by Delirium. They're just going to combine Delirium and Blood Weapon into the same button, so you have one less button on your hotbar, but the effects of either are not going away, they're going to be the same button. And then a new action that can be executed after Living Shadow will be added. So once you do your burst phase and you summon Esteem or Frey or whatever you want to call it, you'll have a brand new action during Living Shadow. My notes say Living Shadow no longer needs to expend gauge to summon. Okay, so they used to, in Endwalker, you need to fill your darkness gauge up to 50 in order to cast Living Shadow. That will no longer be the case. It can just be summoned. Esteem / Frey can just be summoned without expending the darkness gauge, and you can use that instead solely for Bloodspiller and Quietus. So that is a big streamline change that I think is going to be really great for Dark Knight, considering that it's very button mashy. So that's going to be a lot of fun. For Gunbreaker, a new action that can be executed after Fated Circle via continuation will be added. Fated Circle is your AoE attack during continuation that you can use. It is going to have a new chain after it. So it has a new combo for Fated Circle, and a new 3-step combo that can be executed after Bloodfest will be added, no cartridge cost. So You have a new ability after Bloodfest while you're in your big burst. You'll have a new 3-step combo, kind of like how Paladin has the Atonement combo. You're going to have something else just like that, and we saw it in the job actions trailer, so we have something new like that. It's going to be a big hit, and it's going to be pretty cool. It looked really good in the action trailers, and then you don't have to worry about it costing cartridges like Double Down does. And my notes also say that Sonic Break will be available during No Mercy, and they changed it from just being available all the time to requiring Ready to Break, which is what you'll get whenever you activate No Mercy. And apparently that new attack, that new 3-chain combo attack during after Bloodfest, is called Lionheart. So it is now called Lionheart, which, if you're going to be a gunbreaker, we need to have the Lionheart reference to Squall and his weapon. For all melee DPSs, Second Wind's healing potency will be increased in the 90s level range. Currently in Endwalker, it is 500. It's going to be increased. I'm going to wager it's going to be like something minor. It's going to be like 600 or 650 or something. We'll see how that goes. And then Feint's duration will be increased to 15 seconds from 10 seconds in the 90s level range. So it's still 15 seconds for anything 90 and over, or still 10 seconds in anything from 90 and below. Once you get to 91 to 100, now it's 15 seconds. They joked that, oh, things are going to hurt a little bit more in the next expansion, especially since people on Reddit and other forums were saying that raids were way too easy. So now they're going to make it a lot harder, and maybe attacks may string us in bosses that are longer than 10 seconds. So Titan's Tumult is going to last a lot longer. It's going to hurt a lot more. Things like that. Okay, starting with Monk, basic combo mechanics will no longer center around maintaining a buff or damage over time. Instead, performing actions in a certain order will increase the next action's potency. Basically what this is that every time that we played Monk, you had to chain your combo in such a way where you would get your damage up buff, and then you would have a separate combo that gave you the dot for your enemy. Well, you would rotate based on which one you wanted to do, and it would usually be 2 unsynced buffs that you had to maintain. So now they just completely, either that is going to be more streamlined, or we don't have the buff or the dot anymore, or what it is that instead they're going to just instead they're going to make it to where every combo in the attack series increases the next attack. So usually whenever you use your first combo, the second hit is going to be stronger because you use the first attack. You can't just press 2 over and over and over again. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then it's basically going to be like every other melee, where you use your attacks in order, and congrats, you did your rotation right. That's it. There is no big damage buff that you have to maintain. There's no dot that you have to maintain. It's just do your things in order. It's very simplified. And then it says it can accumulate up to a total of 10 chakra while Brotherhood is active to prevent chakra overflow. So normally we can accumulate 5 chakra and use that for the big attack. Now you're going to be able to stack up to 10 while the Brotherhood buff burst is going. Apparently 6-sided star is going to have an potency increase based on how much chakra you have saved up. So you kind of want to get close to 10 during Brotherhood, and then you can unleash 6-sided star, and it's going to be a buttload of damage, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Monks, I'm a little jealous. Your class got really simplified, and I feel the pain of that with Summoner. I hope that you still enjoy it. But at the same time, it makes it more accessible to those of us who stay away from Monk, because it is a lot of breakdancing. Next up, we have my main of Dragoon. To reduce positional requirements for the single target combo, the 5th combo action has been changed to to a new non-directional action, Drake's Bane. So, fellow Dragoons, I am with you here. I was really scared about these changes. Thankfully, they sound awesome. I'm very excited about this. What it is that whenever you get around to your 5th hit in your combo, which is usually Wheeling Thrust or Fang Claw, whichever the 5th hit is, that will no longer have a directional. So you don't have to worry about, once you get to 4th and 5th hit, you have to stay at the rear, or you have to move to the flank. The 4th hit seems to still have positional. So you have to keep that in mind. But then the last hit, you can stay wherever you are for the 5th hit. So that's pretty cool. I like that it is Drake's Bane. That's a really cool thing. This used to be how after you did your 5 hits correctly, then your basic 1 attack would be changed to something else entirely, and you had to get your positionals right in order to get that attack off, and it was really irritating if your tank turned the boss constantly, but now they changed it to where you don't need to hit the positionals, you just need to hit the combo correctly. Now they've done it to where the 5th hit in the combo is just Drake's Bane. So I'm hoping that that's a brand new, more powerful attack, and that's going to be awesome. To facilitate maximum damage output at the beginning of a battle, Life of the Dragon will now be available without accumulating Dragon Gauge. This is great. Dragoons, this is great. If you're not a raider, you may not understand how great this is, but for those of you that are, just like me, you know very well. The other DPS have already used their buff. They're already doing their big bursts, right? The Reaper's already enshrouded. The Samurai is already doing all of his big slashes and everything and going nuts. And meanwhile, you're still here. You're still here. You're still, like, jumping. You're still trying to get your Mirage Dive off. You're still trying to get your 2nd stack of Mirage Dive so you can do your burst. Dragoons are usually in the first 5 minutes of the fight an entire half rotation behind the rest of the party. The only thing the rest of the party cares about is your litany buff. That's all they care about. And then that one person that you're tethered to, that all they care about is your tether, right? So we don't usually line up with the rest of the party. We have the old Black Mage problem where we don't line up with the rest of the party. With this change, you can now do your burst that usually comes up 30 seconds late, or like a whole minute late compared to the rest of the party. We can do it at the very beginning of the battle now with everyone else. We are finally part of the party. We are one. We are here. We are not late to the party. We are the party now. This is great. So not only do we still give buffs to the entire party, not only do we buff ourselves, not only do we buff our best friend over there, we are finally doing the damage that we've been needing to do for forever. And then the last point is to reduce the number of inputs during burst damage phases. Certain actions will be removed or adjusted. So they did say that Spine Shatter Dive is going to go away entirely. This is the 2-stack jump that we have had for forever. The one that you typically save for your gap closer, that one is gone. We don't have Spine Shatter Dive anymore. Instead, we are going to have a non-damaging gap closer. Some kind of non-damaging jump that we just use to get to the opponent, to the boss now, or to the enemy. So, and during your burst, you know you're very busy, you're weaving all the time. Dragoons, we weave. That's our job. We're used to it by now. So we have less weaving to do in our burst. We have one less jump. It's gonna feel weird, but I think I really like this instant Life of the Dragon at the beginning of the fight without a Dragon Gauge. That makes everything awesome to me. It sounds like our rotation has not changed all that much. Honestly, it really feels like the only thing that changed was our burst may just move a little bit. We get to do that earlier, and our burst got a lot less busy. That's about it, so hey, that's great. Ninja. For ninjas, Hutan's effect has been moved to a trait and will always be active. That is the pinwheel. We no longer have the pinwheel on the gauge, and I don't think I noticed that in the trailer. So from now on, it is a trait. You always get to attack really fast. That's awesome. So just as much as you can already run really fast, you can attack forever really fast. And then Hutan will be changed to an AoE attack, which grants the effect of hidden. Oh, I just now realized how great that is. Okay. So can you hide in the middle of battle? Okay. It grants the effect of Hidden, which Hidden's effect currently is that it recharges all of your ninjutsu. So maybe when you use Huton, maybe now you just get all of your ninjutsu back. Huh, that's gonna be weird. Alright, or maybe you can just use your water ability. Huh. I don't know. This is gonna be kinda cool. Hey ninjas, tell me in the comment what you think that this means and what your theories are for this change. I'm not that much of a ninja person. I like to use it every now and then when I feel like going fast, but I'm not the most well-versed in ninja. The actions which extend the duration of Huton's effect will be adjusted in accordance with the above change. So anything that says recharges Huton or gives you this many seconds of Huton, it's going to have a different effect. We don't know what it is yet, but ninjas, you have a slight change in your rotation now, but hey, at least you don't have to worry about that ticking little star going down. Okay. Next we have Samurai. I'm very unversed in Samurai, but I can give this a shot. To simplify recast management, Tsubame Geishi will now be changed to be executed after Mikio Suishi. So what this is that Tsubame Geishi is the follow-up to your big attack once you get all of your stickers, right? Your 3 stickers. That one, it's the same copy of your sticker, I believe. So once you have, you can only do that after you use Mikio Suishi, Shisui, and that is the one that just lets you just activate all of your stickers. It's the one that just lets you push all your buttons to get your stickers immediately. You can only use that. You can only use Tsubame Geishi after hitting that button. And it's in the hopes of simplifying recast management. Samurais tend to have a long chain of things they have to do before they can get back to their buffs, to their big attacks. So hopefully that is what they are trying to go for here. Then my notes also tell me new trait that shortens recast for Hisatsu Guren and Hisatsu Sene. So what this is that your recast time for the 2 attacks that you get after building up a certain amount of the powerful attack after you use Tsubame Geishi, you're going to have a trait that shortens that recast time. At the moment in Inawalker it is 120 seconds for either one, so that's going to be reduced with that trait. We'll see how that goes, so you get to use that more often. That's going to be pretty cool. Okay, Reaper, my other main. Plentiful Harvest effects will no longer increase the Shroud gauge by 50, and instead will allow execution of Enshroud. So what they're doing throughout the board, across the board, is that they're taking away the effects that, oh, here you instantly have burst. Instead of filling the gauge, they're just going to say, here, your burst is lit up, go ahead and use that. So in this case, Plentiful Harvest will still give you Enshroud, but you're not going to have the gauge to do the Shroud. It's just going to say, hello, here's the Shroud. And can now be used when gauge is at 51 or more without waste. I'm assuming they mean Enshroud. I'm not too sure. Some of these things are a little, like, go over my head just a little bit with that one. I feel like it's a note that doesn't need to be there. It kind of seems self-explanatory, but maybe I'm thinking about it too simply. And then a new action that can be executed while Enshrouded will be added. So we get a new big attack during Enshrouded. We can see that during the action trailer. So, Stepside Communio, you have competition. And then Viper. I'll go ahead and show a lot of Yoshida's demonstration during this. It is a fast-paced job that fluidly shifts between dual-blade and double-bladed strikes and their various combos and abilities, and it has a similar total number of actions as other jobs. I believe that it was Dancer that it looks pretty similar to, that it doesn't have that many buttons, but it has a lot going on. But designed so that fewer actions need to be set on the hotbar. This is one of those classes that they're going to have that tick next to that combo actions automatically refill, like in PvP. They're going to have that for Viper. It is mostly for Viper. It is a very fast-paced job. It has a lot of weaving to do. Let me go ahead and open my notes so I can go ahead and see if I can make any sense of this. So when you use a dual-bladed attack, sometimes you'll have access to a double-bladed stance. And the way they described it, dual-bladed is the 2 hands, and then the double-bladed is the Darth Maul sword. Once the gauge reaches 50, the action is usable, but does not expend it. I think this was the Reawakened mechanic, I believe. The Reawakened mechanic is activated by expending the gauge. And then it's similar to Reaper's Shroud, is what I understood. Dual wielding focus on single target, double blade focus on AoEs, so it seems that the dual wielding singular knives in each hand is more for single targets, and then double blading Darth Maul style is more for AoEs. Actions can give buffs and debuffs like increased damage, haste, and enemy damage reduction. Now, Amy said that she had a little faux pas about one of the buffs. It might be the damage reduction, I'm not too sure. But we do know that we have increased damage buff and haste, so Viper is going to get even faster. It's probably going to be on the level of Ninja, and that's going to be pretty fun. The way that I shook this down in my brain is that it looks like a mix of Dragoon and Reaper, in the sense that it is a lot of weaving. The gauge is very similar to Reaper, and then it has branching actions like Monk currently does in Endwalker. So you'll use one attack, and then you can either go between 1 or 2 other abilities, and that will take you down a different path that will lead you to a different buff or different stances and stuff like that. So that's how I've taken Reaper or Viper. It does look like a very fun class. This is going to be what I'm going to play during Dawntrail. So I want to know how many of you are going to be Vipers in the comments during the MSQ of Dawntrail. We'll go ahead and see how that is. Their explanation was a little confusing regarding how Viper worked. I took notes as best I can. They say it's simple, but then their explanations got a little crazy, so I think that we're gonna have to wait for the people that have access to the media playtesting of the game to go ahead and tell us how that works. And then if I can get any information about it, I will be back with you guys to discuss Viper, because I'm very excited about it. Okay, and then the physical range, like all the other DPS, second wind's healing potency will be increased, damage reduction of job exclusive ability, defensive abilities will be increased to 15% in the 90s level range. So this is like Troubadour, so this is like Troubadour, Tactician, and Shield Samba. Those are going to be increased and have changes. Alright, so Bard. Mage's Ballad, Army's Pan, and Wanderer's Minuet will be changed into buffing actions which do not attack the enemies. So right now your songs can actually hurt people. You are bards from D&D and you can hurt people by singing. It will no longer have damage properties, it will just be buffs. And Pitch Perfect will be changed into an AoE attack for ease of use in encounters with multiple enemies. This is really, really great. Bard is already one of the best AoE classes in the entire game. It's really great to have a Bard in your dungeon. Now they have even more AoEs, so Bards are going to be great for dungeons. Always take a Bard if you just want to go spam some dungeons. I have always believed that, and I still believe that, and it is still going through to this day. I also have a note, Straight Shot and Shadow Bite procs will be merged. So at the moment we have it where Burst Shot will occasionally activate the proc for Refulgent Arrow, which is Straight Shot, and then Layden's Bite will sometimes activate Shadow Bite. It apparently seems like just using your common 1 Burst Shot ability will be able to activate both Refulgent Arrow and Shadow Bite. And then same thing with Layden's Bite, it will also be able to activate Refulgent Arrow and Shadow Bite. So whether you're doing a single target, you can go ahead and activate your AoE if it procs, and if you're using AoE, you can also do that for single targets if needed, so that's pretty cool. For Machinist, Barrel Stabilizer will no longer increase heat gauge by 50, and instead will allow execution of Hypercharge. This is really similar to Reaper, being able to just avoid filling the gauge, and it will just go straight into the burst. And then a new trait which accumulates charges for drill will be added. So you get to shoot more drills. More drills, because we needed more drills. Drills is awesome. So that will be a passive trait. Probably whenever you use a certain attack. Oh no, it's not a certain attack. Just eventually during your climb from 91 to 100, you will just get a new stack of drill. That's going to be awesome. So Heat Blast, Gauss Round, and Ricochet will have new animations, so more flips. I believe Ricochet looked like a bunch of satellite laser beams coming down. Like, Machinist is so extra. I love Machinist so much. Okay, Dancer. A new action that can be executed after Flourish will be added, so whenever you push Flourish, all of your buttons light up. Now you get a brand new button that's going to light up. A new action which consumes Esprit and can be used after Technical Finish will be added. So it's not just Saber Dance that can be used with Esprit. Now we're going to have a brand new ability that can be used with Esprit, not just Saber Dance. It can only be used after Technical Finish. This is going to be during your big burst phase. Esprit will be usable for something else. And then it says a new action that will give the effects of Standard Step without having to dance. So if you want your buff really quick, you want your Standard Step buff that you need up constantly, there's going to be one thing that does that, and you don't have to worry about Standard Step being off cooldown. You don't have to worry about taking time away from your DPS in order to actually do those 2 steps. So that's pretty good for dancers. Then we're going to go on to the magical ranged. So for all magic users, including healers, Swift Cast has been reduced to 40 seconds, down from 60 seconds. What is this? A 33% reduction in cooldown for Swift Cast. This is going to be awesome. More raises, more flares, more Garuda dots, all this stuff. That's so awesome. That's going to be so awesome. That's going to be broken. I have a feeling they're going to fix that later. But various adjustment for Black Mage. Various adjustments will be made to streamline certain aspects of the job, such as restoring magic points upon landing ice spells while Umbral Ice is activated, instead of passively over time. So what this means is that usually when you go into ice phase, you're sitting there for about 3 or 4 seconds for your MP to completely recharge. You're kind of just there with lower DPS attacks until your magic points is refilled, and then you go into fire phase. What this means is that you're going to actually have a purpose for casting ice spells instead of just getting Umbral Hearts. You're going to cast your ice spells, it's going to get your magic points back, and then you can switch into fire phase. This might actually allow us to switch between ice and fire even more quickly and be in fire phase far more often than usual. Alright, and then the really awesome thing for Black Mages is a new action which repositions ley lines beneath the caster will be added. Come on, Black Mages. Come on, Black Mages. This is like the best thing in the entire expansion. You get to put your ley lines, you get to move it. You get to move your ley lines, you no longer have to go, my ley line! You never have to be worried about leaving it and getting back in it. Wherever you go, the ley lines are gonna go too. If you get a move out of an AoE, if someone puts an AoE on you like an asshole, well, just move your damn ley lines and just say, no, I'm here now. They did joke that you can only do it once, so I think you can only push that button once and it's probably gonna have a cooldown, because why would you completely mobile ley lines? That would be so silly. But yeah, you get to move your ley lines at least once. That's insane. I'm so glad for you guys. And then for Summoner, we have a new Iggy, a new big Iggy. Solar Bahamut. It is now the same thing as Bahamut and Phoenix. We basically have a 3rd stage in our rotation. The rotation now is going to be Solar Bahamut, Bahamut, Solar Bahamut, regular Bahamut, and then Phoenix, and I believe that you have to summon your 3 Iggy's in between Solar Bahamut and Bahamut. But Solar Bahamut looks really sick. It looks like a Mecha Bahamut, and that looks so sick. And then a new action that can be executed after Searing Light will be added, so we have a new action during your burst phase. That's going to be really awesome. They did also say that they were considering getting rid of Resurrection for Summoner, and they decided against it, so cherish your Resurrection while you still can, Summoners. Or not, just save your Swift Cast for Garuda or anything else that you want to, and you never have to worry about having the pressure of raising again, but not yet. You still have to raise people. A Red Mage. I'm not good at Red Mage. I will do my best to understand this. Manification will no longer increase black mana and white mana by 50 and will now instead allow the execution of enchanted swordplay actions without cost. So remember how in the actions trailer I was like, oh man, they're doing their melees for free. That's this. You're no longer getting your gauge to raise like Reaper does. Now you just get to do your melee combo for free after you use Manification. And then the AoE Enchanted Swordblade combo beginning with Enchanted Zivalene will now consume a total of 50 black mana and white mana, similar to its single target counterpart. If I am correct, the AoE combo used to be for 60. It used to be for 60 instead of 50, which I always thought was super weird. Enchanted Zivalene costs... Yes, so what they did is that they're going to change the cost of the AoE sword abilities. So instead of it being a total of 60, it's going to be a total of 50, just like the single target combos. That way, scrubs like me that don't understand Red Mage don't have to get confused when math isn't mathing. And then additional action after Embolden is used. You're going to get a brand new action after you use Embolden. So during your burst, you have a brand new big hit ability, which is the big spoilers excited ability. Okay, then we got Pictomancer. I'll go ahead and show Yoshida's example during this. Pictomancer is a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be by the looks of it. It prepares by painting a variety of motifs, then renders them to life to produce an assortment of effects, renders multiple motifs to execute high-powered attacks capable of granting buffs to party and self. The way they describe this is that you'll draw 3 motifs and combine them into a powerful attack. You have a creature motif, weapon motif, and a landscape motif, and each of them fills up a canvas on your HUD. Outside of combat, your motifs don't take any time to cast. They're instant, so this is really good for before you do a pull or before you start with the raid pulls, and then you want to use your landscape motif before the raid as the raid begins, because that is your big party buff. In battle, it's normally 3 seconds. Completing the Ether Hue, which is your 1-2-3 combo, fills the rainbow gauge and provides a charge, a node charge. So what they do in the video is that they do the 1-2-3 and it provides a white charge, and when they use that, it casts Holy. That spell is usually instant. And then they have another ability, which whenever you get your rainbow gauge up to 50, you can use that to change your holy node into a black node that casts Comet. You can fill up to 5 nodes, 5 charges of different colored nodes, and these will produce a different spell. So we know that white is holy, black is Comet, and then she did say that that purple or magenta is going to be thunder, so then there are going to be other effects as well. Using your rainbow gauge also changes the combo so that you can start building up to the black paint. Ether Hue's attacks can be single targets or AoE combos, so it's kind of like Dancer, where you use one ability, you can use the AoE version or the single target version at the same time. That way you don't have to worry about focusing on one or the other. Pictomancer has a gap closer that increases your movement speed for a short time. That's really awesome. Once you use your motif, you have a separate section that you can fill up, and you can create a full picture. Once you have the full picture, you can do a giant attack. So the example they use is that they make the pom-pom, and then they make the wings so they can summon the Moogle laser. And then after that, you can render a Maduin as a powerful attack, and then you go back to painting another Moogle, basically. Weapon motifs like the hammer give you access to new combos, and that was ranged as well, so you don't have to worry about being stuck with melee combos. And then, as I said, the landscape motif provides party buffs, such as shortening the Aether Hue's cast time, so you're going to have a haste effect. So, Pictomancer seems a lot more fun than I gave it credit for. I'm kind of looking forward to this now, too. White Mage. A new action allowing the caster to quickly move forward will be added, so they got a gap closer. A new AoE attack, which can be executed up to 3 times after Presence of Mind, will be added. So once you use Presence of Mind, you have 3 stacks of this new AoE attack, kind of like Holy. For Scholars, Seraphism, a new action which changes the caster's appearance, which is the wings, the seraph wings that I commented on, and enhances the healing magics, will be added. So you're going to get increased healing potency, and you're going to be an angel. It's going to be awesome. The new AoE attack that can be executed after change stratagem will be added, so you're going to get a new AoE ability. It is a new dot, so you're going to have an AoE dot, possibly. And a new trait that reduces recast time for resurrection and other spells. That's so sick. Scholars are just so sick. They get to have a faster resurrection, and other spells are going to be faster, which I always found Scholar to be one of the slower healers, so this is pretty good. Astrologian. Astrologians no longer have random cards. You draw 4 cards at a time, and they are either offensive, defensive, and curative. And then that also goes for the Lady of Crowns and Lord of Crowns. So you'll pick a group of cards, and they will always have a mix of those 3 traits. So you no longer have to worry about always pulling the ranged card, always pulling the melee card when you don't have any of those in your party. And then Astrodyne will be removed in accordance with the discontinuation of Astro Signs. We no longer have the Astro Signs. We no longer have the sun, the moon, star. We no longer have any of that. So we no longer have to worry about accumulating these for the buffs for Astrodyne because it no longer exists. We no longer have to worry about the potency of other things. We will still give cards out to buff the party. We'll still give cards out to boost a teammate's DPS, but we no longer have to worry about how random that's going to be. We just use our cards with how the situation needs us to. The draw recast time to draw your 4 cards is going to be 60 seconds. And then we're going to get a new trait that increases the number of essential dignity stacks. So you have 2 essential dignities now, you're probably going to get 3 now. For Sage, Eucrasia will now enhance Discrasia 2 into Eucrasian Discrasia, an AoE attack which deals damage over time to enemies within range. So we have an AoE dot now. Discrasia is now Eucrasian Discrasia. We have an AoE dot. I don't know why you'd use anything else. It probably has a lower potency. That's going to be awesome. A new party buff which heals nearby party members whenever the caster casts a spell will be added. Now we have party-wide Cardia. This is awesome. This is all I've ever wanted for Sage, is a party-wide Cardia and a raid-wide dot. Like, I love Sage so much. This is going to be so good. And then we also are going to get a new trait that will shorten the recast time of Soteria, which is the ability that increases the potency of your Cardia effects. So that is what I have for the live letter that goes over the jobs and the new job actions. Again, this is not a complete list of everything going on, but that is what we have at the moment. Whenever we have the media tour people come back and tell us more about the jobs, I'll be back with that. But for now, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please leave a like below. Please leave a comment with the changes that you're most excited about, the jobs that you're most excited about or are going to play during Dawntrail, and please subscribe if you would like more Final Fantasy XIV content.